y'all, it's me Akira from TruthAndLoveUnited.com. What's going on? Hey, how your mama, how your cousin? Everybody in my family is great. Thanks for asking. So listen, this week is gonna be a real short one. Y'all see the new intro? The girl is, So all of that is actually kind of what I want to talk about. This is actually probably the first video I should have made, but I'm gonna hit the ground running kind of person, and then I figure it out as I go. That might not be the best way to do it, but it's just how I rock. This is how I tend to move through certain aspects of life. So let's start from the beginning. A couple years ago, I started my blog, TruthAndLoveUnited.com. The reason I started was because I wanted to get stuff out. I had a lot to say. I like to write. English is always one of my best subjects in school, so I just really like to write. I like to tell stories. I used to write. Okay, so sidebar. You ever watch Bob's Burgers? If you watch Bob's Burgers, let me know. One of the reasons that Bob's Burgers is like one of my favorite shows is because of the Tina. Actually, all the children, I love them. But the reason I connect with Tina, because Tina writes like teen fan fiction. I remember being a kid, like writing that type of stuff too. That's personal. I don't even know if that's gonna make the video. But yeah, so I've always liked to write. So it started off just writing and wanting to get out what I wanted to say. And a lot of people liked it, responded to it well, things like that. A while ago, I had a Periscope with this ministry I'm a part of called Tri-Fire. Hey, y'all. Tri-Fire is an amazing ministry. If you want to know more about that, in the description box. But yeah, I had a Periscope at one point, just talking about different biblical topics and things like that. And I went away from that for a minute. Then I tried doing a podcast. Like, I've had my hands. I'm very talkative. I got a lot to say. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that growing up, I think a lot of families, this might be a Black American thing. I don't know if other cultures have this, but it was very like, you talk when you need to talk and you don't say nothing when you don't need to say anything. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, we had a lot of, for lack of better words, we had a lot of secrets, or we had a lot of just things that had to go unsaid growing up. So now as an adult, I believe that's why I'm just like, "Bleh." You know what I'm saying? Like, and I went through a phase where it was really hard for me to speak, which is why I think dancing was a really good outlet. I'm the dance leader at my church, and I think that's one of the reasons why God put that as like an entry level, like, I'm gonna keep you in church based on this, because he knew like I wasn't really good at speaking, but I always felt like in the beginning that my dance was a conversation with God that you just happened to be watching. As I've gotten older though, gotten better about the way I speak, which is what birthed TruthAndLoveUnited.com. Now the reason I chose that name, I really believe it was God, but how it started was, I don't believe you can operate fully in one without the other. If you are truthful, but it's brutal and it's dismissive and is rude and is mean, it's not going to be received very well. It's going to be very defensive, and whoever you're trying to talk to isn't going to want to hear you, period. If you love someone, I believe it's a Neo song. I think it's Neo and Jennifer Hudson, I want to say. At the very beginning, he says, I believe love and trust are one and the same. You can't truly love someone unless you trust them. And I believe if you truly love someone, you're going to be truthful with them. You're going to be honest with them, period. Like, you can't, if I love you, but I'm lying to you all the time, do you really love me? I hate when guys say, this is a sidebar.
Y'all know I love my side tangents.
I hate when a guy says,
I lie to you because I love you.
No, you don't. You lie to me because you want your cake and eating it too. But that's a whole other video. We ain't going there today because that's not what this video is about. I'm really good at telling the truth. Real good at that. I grew up in a family where verbally, you gotta be fast. If you're trying to keep up, you gotta be fast. So the truth part, I'm real good at that part. But the love part was the part I had to kind of develop a little bit, because I didn't always tell the truth in love. It was kind of like real slicey dicey. And sometimes that side of me still comes out, and I have to rein it in and manage it, all that good stuff. But that's why I named the blog TruthAndLoveUnited.com. So yeah, tell the truth, be bold with the truth, be honest with the truth, be fair with the truth, but there's a way to share it where it should be able to be received. Putting the medicine in the candy, making sure that the way we're telling this truth can still be received in a certain way. The way that I believe, don't get me wrong, Jesus was blunt, Jesus was upfront, but he he said it in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't just out here dogging people. I mean, he did dog some folks, but those were if you read, a lot of times the people he was dogging were people who were supposed to know what was up already. Like, there's this one story in the Bible where the dude is like, how are you born again? Like, you gotta go back up with your mama. And Jesus like, ain't you supposed to know this already, bruh? But that's a whole nother video, whole nother thing. That's not what we're here to talk about. So yeah, I really just want to talk about where the idea from Truth and Love United came from, what we're going to be doing here. My main goal with truthandloveunited.com is to make sure you know you're not alone, you're not crazy. I really don't like the perception of a lot of Christians. A lot of times we're seeing, it's like two extremes, right? Either we are these crazy, super Bible thumping, if you sneeze wrong, you going to hell people. And then on the other side, it's like these, I believe in Jesus, but I do whatever I want. There is nothing in my life that shows that I believe in the Lord. Like, it's like two crazy extremes. I do believe there are a lot of us that kind of live in the middle of where I have my beliefs. We all know what the Bible says about A, B, and C. Like, it's 2019. We know what the Bible says. Be bold in what you believe in. Be honest in what you believe in. Don't sugarcoat what you believe in. But you don't have to be rude about what you believe in. You don't have to be disrespectful about what we believe in. Don't get me wrong. There are some people on the other side where if you say you're against certain things, they instantly shut you down, don't want to hear you, whatever. And it is what it is. If you're a Christian, you should be expected to be persecuted. You shouldn't be able to go into any situation and just be able to rock with whomever you with. Because then that's just not really how our journeys are built, unfortunately. We're supposed to rub people the wrong way. We're supposed to ruffle feathers. This blog, this YouTube channel, this space is for all of us who are like, listen, I don't care what these extreme Christian people say. I don't think it's okay for someone to beat someone up because they're gay. I want you to have the same energy you have for gay people. I want you to have that same energy for the pastor that's sleeping with everybody in y'all church, or the one who's taking money, or the same energy that y'all have for whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want y'all to keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? I saw Us, right? And spoiler alert. No, not really a spoiler, but one of the things I got from the movie Us was we should be able to have empathy for one another. We should be able to look at other people and see ourselves in them. And then based on that belief or that recognition of ourselves, we should be able to help one another. We should be able to find, you know what I'm saying, like common decency in one another. And for whatever reason, we just don't have that right now. So I'm about unity. I'm about love. I'm about telling the truth. But like I said, there's a way to do it. There's a way to tell the truth where you're honest, but you're doing it in love. And you're not being crazy and being rude and disrespectful and all that extra. I think a lot of tradition makes us staunchy. It makes us very one-sided. And unfortunately, there are just certain parts of life that just isn't black and white. Don't get me wrong. There is parts of Christianity, it just is what it is. But there are other parts where it's like, yeah, so on this issue, yes, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we're still humans. We're still people. So how can I love on you? How can I be here for you? How can I make sure that, you know, you're still seeing the love that Christ wants us to show to other people? It ain't just, oh, well, because you're part of this section, I can't be bothered with you. And don't get me wrong, it's still some parts that I struggle with. I'm human. I can't say if someone who has said their whole life they hate black women or they hate black people, and then they run up and need help, I can't say I'm at the place where I would be willing to help that person. But I want to get there. If I'm being honest, that's what I desire, because that's what God calls us to be. That's the type of people God calls us to be. This place is just for us, for people who think like me, or even if you don't think like me, and just to kind of see where we are, where our heads are. My goal is, I want to spread the message of love. And that sounds real hippie-ish, but it's more than just love, peace, and hair grease. You know what I'm saying? The way that Jesus moves, Jesus in the depths of some places that traditionally Christians shouldn't be. And he was calling people and he was helping people. He was calling people out, telling you about yourself. Like, I always think about the woman at the well. Like, he told her about herself, but he also did it in a loving, which is like, yo, like, this is what it is. Why can't we have that same energy? Why does it have to be, oh, if you don't believe exactly why I believe it, then I can't rock with you? I will never claim to be a Bible scholar, knows everything from the rooter to the tutor. That's just not me. I'm not going to lie and say that. I do believe that God has called us to move in a different way. tradition, I'm not gonna say all traditions, but there are a lot of things that we do traditionally that just aren't working anymore. So my prayer is to touch people. My prayer is to show God's love through these videos, through the different situations that happen, through the different people that I talk to, just show how God's love manifests in different ways. And you can interact with God's love outside of a church. Not saying you shouldn't go to church. That's a whole nother video. That's a whole nother video. There are people out here who love God and who genuinely love his people and want to see people be free, who want to see people with joy, who want to see people with peace. And I'm not gonna be like, oh well, you gotta do. I'm just here to plant the seed. So if you've gotten this far, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you are commenting, and subscribing. If you haven't checked out the website yet, truthandloveunited.com is the website. Make sure you just go see. Hey, like I said, sometimes I post videos, sometimes I feel like writing, so it just kind of depends on where I'm at mentally that day. You might get a little bit of both. I still write sometimes. Also, check out the new logo. Ain't she fancy? Ain't she cute? Shout out to India. Thank you so much. Like, I don't know how she gonna feel, so I ain't gonna put all her stuff in there unless she says it's cool. But India she's an amazing photographer. She makes logos. Like, she's just a bomb human, and she's someone who loves God, like, which is something that's really, really important to me. I think at this point of my life, I gotta write, like, when it comes to my business, when it comes to the brand, when it comes to this purpose, because I really feel like this is God, like, trying to get me out of my shell with certain things. He's making me deal with certain aspects of my life by talking about them, because, you know, again, that goes back to the whole I don't like to talk about certain things. In this time, I have to deal with certain people who are like-minded, who think in the way I think and who move the way I move. And India is definitely one of those people. Shout out to Tanisha being the connect. Thanks, boo. So again, all the stuff is going to be down there. Also, I have an actual Instagram page now. Like, everything is all the same logo. I separated the two. So if you were following me on my personal page, thank you so much. But go ahead and like truthandloveunited.com also. So I have a Facebook and I have an Instagram. All of it is Truth and Love United. Just make sure you're sharing, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. And like I always say, as long as you're running your race at God's pace, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Bye, y'all.